Another solid day yesterday, making it 4 straight good days in a row. Look to continue that hot streak today, touching on the Celtics versus Heat, as well as some MLB props, and trying to game the PGA Championship. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so another solid day yesterday, going 2 for 2, and it's been just a solid week thus far. 6 for 8 to start off the week, then going 4 for 4 on Taco Tuesday, 3 for 3, and then 2 for 2. And it was kind of sweat free. Like Mike Trout hit it with one swing in the first inning, which was pretty awesome. And then strangely enough as well, I shouldn't say strangely enough as well, but I ended up using the next 2 best hitting props on the day in another bet as well, and that hit. And I'm just bringing this up because I know it was on the bet of the day, but this is a weird trend that's going on with these hitting fantasy score props. Someone put it in Twitter. I know it had been like 5 for 5, 6 for 6. Now someone said it was 7 for 7 for the hitting fantasy score prop of the day hitting. And so that trend continued again yesterday with the next 2 best hitting props hitting. I will be touching on those today as well. Just know that, yes, this is an advantage that we seem to have over prize picks right now. At the same time, we're due to have a bad day. Like, that is just going to happen. You don't go 6 for 8, 4 for 4, 3 for 3, 2 for 2, 4 straight days like that. You don't have that much success. Like, it's just, there's going to be a bad day. Just know that that's going to happen eventually here. Obviously can't predict when that happens. It's a game of making the best decisions day in and day out, hoping for a long-term profit. Not even hoping, just gaming for a long-term profit. And that's what we've been able to do. So let's go ahead and get into today's games. All right, so today we have the Heat versus the Celtics. And if we look at the game over and under, it is a game that is projected to be very high scoring. The Heat are favored to lose by 9 points. Okay, what is my biggest worry when it comes to NBA DFS in terms of prop betting? Games that are blowouts, okay, because then it becomes tougher to predict because you don't know the minute. Minutes are key in NBA DFS, props betting and whatnot. So with it being a 9-point spread, that does worry me. Now it's a decently high scoring game for these two teams, 216. And if anything, Miami has proven that they don't care about the spread. They can produce without that. So just interesting in that aspect. Let's go ahead and break it down. The issue that I have with these two teams is that it's literally going to be somewhat of the same thought process of the previous games. Like Kyle Lowry still at this fantasy scoreline is still too low. Now, once again, the question with him is going to be those minutes. So if we look at Kyle Lowry, did have a pretty efficient night shooting the basketball, 6 for 12, 3 for 5 from 3. I believe he made his first 3 ball attempts, which obviously was great. Had a block and a steal as well. That's going to be huge. We're going to need the blocks and steals to be there, and we're going to need those minutes to be there. My worry is that if this game does end up being a blowout for the Miami Heat, that we will see Kyle Lowry get closer to 26 minutes, 25 minutes, rather than the 28 to 32 or so minutes. That's my biggest worry. But still, if the game does stay close, then Kyle Lowry over 24 fantasy points would be the way to go. And obviously in a game that's projected to be a blowout like this, we could do more overs for the Celtics, more unders for the Heat. Let's go and look at another prop that is still the same, that is still popping up. So Malcolm Brogdon, this has been a kind of go-to prop lately. It's the over points, rebounds, and assists. Now, last game was close to not getting the over, only 22 in that one, but it was strange. He had like, I don't know, 12 or 14 points at half, and that was like the only stat that he had. He didn't have any rebounds or assists, and he did play 37 minutes. Like, he got the minutes. He was playing well. The assists weren't there. The rebounds weren't there, strangely. Okay, this is kind of one of those days in which, honestly, I might just bet the opposite of that, is do more of rebounds and assists. Let's see if those are different. Yeah, they're not giving us that prop, unfortunately. Okay, so yeah, if we're rolling with Malcolm Brogdon, we'd just be rolling with the points, rebounds, and assists again. Now, one thing that I was wondering about kind of this matchup would be, what would they do with the bigs, the older bigs, with Kevin Love and Al Horford? What would the minutes be like for them? And what would that mean for someone like Robert Williams as well? Well, we did see that end up getting Robert Williams more minutes, because throughout the playoffs, he had been someone that, 20 or so minutes. He got a couple of minutes in more recent games, 28, 30, and 26. So if he's someone that's going to continue to get run, I do like him for maybe a points and rebounds based prop. And the question is, do you think he's going to get an assist tonight or not? Because obviously if you don't, then you'd be better off just going with the points and rebounds prop. I kind of like them both. They're both fine. But once again, that's just us betting on those minutes to continue to be there for him. And then I do just want to touch on Derek White as well. So the points and rebounds prop was set at 10.5 earlier today, and it was about minus 146. That was the prop that I made prior to this video going live. I wouldn't be surprised to see it like fluctuate throughout the day, like jumping up and down there. If you guys want to bet that, you could. Another route you could go is going to be points, rebounds, and assists. It's really up to you guys. I think still the best bet that we're getting with him would be the over point. Remember in the last game, we did get this at 7.5, which was crazy. Now it's up to 8.5. The biggest worry with him is, once again, going to be those minutes. He has been someone that has seen his minutes get reduced in favor of Malcolm Brogdon. So that's kind of my worry there. And I just, do you really want to force that in there? It kind of feels like we'd be doing that. And then for the Heat, it kind of does feel like just a trying to get lucky type of thing. Like, I still don't mind Bam for over fantasy points. Like 35 still seems too low, but at the same time, there's just not that much juice there. That feels very tight for a prop. Like, if you're trying to do a game stack, if you really want to have some bets that appeal to this game, you could go ahead and make that bet. That's going to be for you to decide. All right, so looking at the other best bets that we're getting on NBA today, let's see Al Horford for over 1.5 threes. Oh, man, do we want to put ourselves through that again? I don't know. He's been someone that he should be hitting this over. Like, he should be able to crush it. He's getting a lot of open looks. Last game, he went 1 for 5. He's just been ice cold, and they've been open looks. Like, he should be able to get over 2 threes. It's up for you guys to decide there. He has been ice cold in that aspect, though, so should be able to get the over. If you don't want to trust it, I get it. And then from there, we can kind of see all the other lines are going to be tight, maybe except for that Derek White prop. And let's look at his projected minutes. Yeah, 24 minutes or so. So, yeah, a little bit all over the place, but he is someone that is kind of expected to do better. Now let's get into some other props. And so we can see the best prop that we're getting on the day is actually going to be that Al Horford prop, about a 53% chance to hit. And then the next best one is going to be block shots for Bam, 53% chance for that one to hit as well. Now we are getting an NHL prop that I might go ahead and use. We got Max for over 1.5 shots at about a 53% chance to hit. Honestly, we just haven't had that many good NHL props, and I've been wanting to make them. And so maybe I just might force that in there. We'll see. Okay. Interesting. I just want to see what it looked like. I don't know. If you guys want to make that, you could. Probably the best NHL prop that we get today. And now we are getting a decent over pitching strikeout prop today. And so one of the better ones that we're getting today is going to be Jake Irvin for over 4.5 strikeouts. Now, thus far this season, he has done that in 2 out of 3 starts. The issue is going to be the innings pitched. He's pitched 4.2, 6.1, and 4.1. Obviously, if we're chasing a pitching prop, we want to get more innings or just as much innings pitched for that pitcher than what he's projected to get. For me, it's kind of like points per minute. And let's say NBA DFS, if a player is going to get 30 minutes, see if he's going to get a point per minute. That's kind of how I like to look at pitching-based props. Okay, so we can see, yes, he has been striking out a decent amount. The pitch count has been low. He's just been giving up a little bit too much production. But as a whole, this is going to be one of the best pitching-based props that we get, about a 52.7% chance to hit. That, to me, I'm good with that. And then from there, let's go ahead and look at some hitting-based props that we could potentially be on today. And fair warning, like, none of these stand out like they had in the previous days. Like, we have some decent ones, especially in terms of projection versus the prop line. But what I want, and you guys know this by now, is I want to be looking at what the Vegas line suggests and also what he's projected to get. So someone like Aaron Judge, yes, we could continue to roll with Aaron Judge. The issue that I have with Aaron Judge is he has been on such a huge tear that he is due to have a poor day hitting the baseball. Like, this just doesn't happen. I know it is Aaron Judge, and you're like, well, it does happen with him. At the same time, like, just due to have a bad game, sure, it's the best hitting prop, and we can see why that is popping up. It does worry me a little bit that he's just due to have a bad game or just not as good of a game. And so just looking at it, guys, we're just not getting that many like huge edges, it would seem. We got Anthony for overhitting score. I'd be fine with that one. We also have Riley Green for overhitting fantasy score, but we can see not that big of differences there. It's just a question of whether or not Aaron Judge continues his hot streak. Okay. And then I do just find this to be an interesting prop. I think we have a good chance for it to be a push today. But looking at these props, I just want to call out that yesterday was a terrible day for Prize Picks, which meant that it was a phenomenal day for Underdog. We saw some big discrepancies and literally had a slip that went 0 for 6 on Prize Picks. Thus, it went and hit all of them on Underdog. That's kind of the approach that I go with golf, because you are more betting on how the course is going to play. Obviously, we have different projections here based off of the 2 Prize Picks and Underdog. So it's all about finding the best prop. And so we can see both do have Jon Rahm projected to get 3, and the data is actually suggesting the under here. Okay. The thing with Jon Rahm is he had a terrible day in round 1, and he does get some bad weather. Don't get me wrong as well. With that being said, typically speaking, when these elite golfers have a bad day, it typically means they're going to have a better day the next day. And then for what it's worth, let's just look at where we are getting these big differences to see where we can make the best prop bet. And once again, like I would literally be fine with betting the under on Prize Picks for all of these, okay? These right here, and then the over on Underdog, literally just because you're betting on how the course is going to play. And I would say, given the weather, the over might be the way to go because the winds are expected to pick up throughout the day. And so once again, I want to make it very clear that I expect to have a bad day here shortly. And given the fact I'm giving out a 5 bet slip, probably going to be today. Full disclosure, you don't run 4 days hot. It just doesn't happen. I guess it'd be 5 days now, okay? Think about it. The bet of the day has hit, or the bets in the bet of the day has hit 61% of the time. Right now, over the last 4 days, it's in like 90%, 95%. Like that is due to come back to its mean. That's my worry. Okay. So if you guys just want to take 2 bets out of this and figure out which ones you like the best, it's going to be up for you guys to decide. But these are my favorite bets on the day. We'll see if they hold up. That's all I got for today, though, for the bet of the day. Thanks everyone for watching, though. Let's have a good day. And as always, let's keep cashing.